Have you ever wondered if the way you sleep at night could actually change the health of your brain? Sounds surprising, doesn't it? Most people worry about what they eat, how much they exercise, what medications they take to prevent a stroke. But very few ever stop to think, how have I been sleeping all these years? I remember one of my patients. His name was Randy. He's 67 years old. He told me that many mornings he'd wake up with a stiff neck and a pounding headache. He thought it was just part of aging, that his bones were getting weaker. But after examining him, I discovered something surprising. The real problem wasn't in his neck at all. It started with his sleeping position. For years, he had been sleeping on his stomach, with his head twisted sharply to the side. That simple habit had been restricting blood flow to his brain. Night after night. Have you ever woken up with a numb arm, or weak legs, or a dizzy, foggy head? Many people shrug it off as just getting older. But from where I sit as a brain doctor, these are important warning signs. Because science has shown us something eye-opening. Just a few certain sleeping positions can increase stroke risk, especially after the age of 60. Now, I want you to really picture this. You spend nearly 1/3 of your life sleeping. That means if you've been sleeping in the wrong position, you may have spent tens of thousands of hours unknowingly putting pressure on your brain. Think about that. Doesn't it sound concerning? In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 7 of the most common sleeping positions, ranked from the least risky to the most dangerous for your brain. And at the very end, I'll share the one position that can actually protect your brain, lower your stroke risk, and even help your breathing and your heart stay strong. Welcome back to Senior Health Every Day. This is the place where we share real-life experiences and science-backed insights to help you care for your health as you age. Our mission is simple: to give you the most practical, trustworthy choices so you can live each day with more strength, more peace, and more joy. And if this is your first time here, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click the little bell so you won't miss the new videos we've created just for you. Thank you so much for being here. Now, let's begin this journey together. Sleeping position number 1, lying on your stomach, head turned to the side. Have you ever laid face down on the bed, turned your head sharply to one side, hugged the pillow tight and thought, "This feels so comfortable"? Many of my patients have told me the same thing. They say, "Doctor, I've slept like this for decades. Nothing's ever happened." But the truth is, our bodies suffer quietly more than we realize. When you lie on your stomach and twist your head, your neck is forced into an unnatural rotation for hours. I want you to imagine this: a garden hose bent sharply all night. Do you think the water flows freely? Of course not. In your body, that water is the blood feeding your brain. When the blood flow is restricted, oxygen to the brain decreases too. A study from the University of Michigan showed this clearly. People who often sleep on their stomachs had a 33% higher risk of plaque buildup in the carotid artery, the main road carrying blood to the brain. I've seen many patients. Only after a minor stroke did they realize their very own sleeping habit had played a role. And it doesn't stop there. When your chest is pressed into the mattress, your lungs cannot fully expand. Your breathing becomes shallow. For older adults, this often means waking up dizzy, weak, or with blood pressure suddenly spiking without knowing why. Sleeping on your stomach may feel comforting, but sometimes that comfort is a hidden trap. It quietly steals from the health of your brain, night after night, without you ever noticing. Sleeping position number 2, lying on your back with legs crossed. At first glance, this seems harmless. You lie on your back, one leg casually draped over the other. It feels natural, doesn't it? Maybe you've done this too. Relaxing, letting one leg rest across the other. But here's the surprising part. Even small positions, when held for hours, can quietly affect your body in ways you don't expect. I remember a patient of mine, let's call her Susan. She often woke up with heavy, restless legs, as if they no longer belonged to her body. When I asked how she usually slept, she laughed and said, "Oh, I always cross my legs. It feels so comfortable." But that little habit, repeated every single night, was twisting her pelvis and lower spine, just enough to matter. Picture this. When you cross your legs, blood cannot flow smoothly back to the heart. It's like folding a section of a hose. Water still runs, but not freely. For many people, especially those with varicose veins or poor circulation, this can cause swelling, discomfort, and even blood clots over time. Have you ever woken up with legs tingling, numb, as if they had fallen asleep before you did? That is your body whispering, something is not right. I don't tell you this to scare you, because most of us cross our legs unconsciously. But think about it. 6, 7, 8 hours every night. The small twist builds up. So my advice is simple. The next time you settle into bed, take a moment to notice your legs. Are they crossed or resting evenly side by side? Give your legs space. Let your circulation flow freely. Sometimes the smallest change in how you sleep makes the biggest difference in how you wake up. Sleeping position number 3, the fetal position, chin tucked to chest. There is one sleeping position that looks so innocent at first, curling up like a baby. Chin pressed tightly against the chest. I'm sure many of you have done this, especially on cold winter nights, when the chill makes us curl smaller, searching for warmth. Have you ever done that? But here's the problem. That cute position can create serious issues. When your chin presses down, you're not only straining your neck muscles, you are also squeezing the carotid arteries and the jugular veins, the vital highways that carry blood to and from the brain. And science has confirmed it. A Harvard study found that this habit can increase stroke risk by up to 11 times. I once had a patient who told me, "Doctor, I've slept curled up like this my whole life. I thought it was harmless. It even helps me fall asleep faster." But when we checked closely, her blood pressure was unstable. The vessels in her neck were often tense. That was the hidden consequence of years of sleeping in that position. Now imagine this. One night curled like that, probably fine. But 365 nights, 10 years, 20 years, it becomes a silent ticking time bomb for your brain health. So sometimes staying healthy after 50 is not about doing something huge. It's about something simple, loosening the body, letting the neck and shoulders breathe, allowing blood to flow freely. One small change in how you sleep can become the greatest gift you ever give yourself. Sleeping position number 4, twisted spine, upper body one way, lower body another. Have you ever woken up feeling like your whole body was twisted? A stiff neck, a dizzy head, an aching back. Most people think it's just sleeping wrong, but in truth, it may mean you've been lying in a dangerous way, the twisted spine position. Picture this. Your upper body leans one way, your lower body turns the other. It's like wringing out a wet towel. That twist runs right through your spine, the home of your nerves and major blood vessels. A study at UCLA showed something shocking. In this position, blood flow through the vertebral arteries can drop by as much as 67%. That's not a small number. That is the very blood supply to your brain. I had a patient once. She said every morning she felt like her head was spinning, almost like stepping off a roller coaster. When I asked about her sleep habits, she suddenly realized for years she had slept twisted. Her upper body turned one way, her legs stretched the other. It sounds harmless, but our bodies were not designed to endure that pressure hour after hour. night after night. And that explains why so many wake up with stiff necks, dizzy heads, or even dull, nagging back pain. Have you felt this before? If so, it may be time to listen more closely to your body, because sometimes even one sleeping position can decide how healthy you feel the entire next day. Sleeping position number 5, lying on your back with one arm under the pillow. Have you ever woken up in the morning to find your arm numb and heavy, almost lifeless? Many people shrug and think, oh, the blood just didn't flow, and then ignore it. But really, your body is whispering something much more important. I had a patient named Robert. He was 68 years old. Every night, he placed one arm under his pillow while lying on his back. He told me, Doctor, it makes me feel safe, like I'm hugging myself. But then Robert began experiencing short, dizzy spells when sitting up. Sometimes one side of his face felt heavy, and this is not rare. When you lie on your back with an arm under your pillow, your arm is not the only thing being squeezed. The subclavian artery, a key vessel that sends blood to the brain and arms, is also compressed. Research from Johns Hopkins even showed this position can raise the risk of transient ischemic attacks, TIAs, by as much as 21%. It may sound far away, but to me it is real. I've seen it in real patients. You see, sometimes a single small gesture in your sleep decides how you will feel the entire next day. I often tell my patients, the body is your most loyal friend. It always sends signals. The question is, are you listening? Now imagine this. Every night you tuck your arm under the pillow. Every night the blood vessel is squeezed. Day after day, like a river dammed again and again, the water no longer flows freely. Have you ever felt that? When even your sleep, something meant to heal you, turns into a quiet burden on your body? Sleeping position number 6, side sleeping with one arm under the head. Many people call this the pillow hug. It sounds so warm, so cozy. Have you ever slept this way? One arm tucked beneath your head, the blanket pulled close, almost like you're hugging the whole world as you drift into sleep. I know many of my patients love this position. They say it makes them feel safe, like returning to childhood. But here's the hidden truth. When you tuck an arm beneath your head, you press down on the nerve plexus in your shoulder. You also squeeze blood vessels running from the chest into the arm. I had a patient, Margaret, age 68. She told me every morning her arm felt numb, as if it didn't belong to her. She thought, it's just old age. But when we examined her, the real reason was her sleeping position. Stanford researchers discovered this too. This posture can reduce blood flow to the brain up to 43 times in a single night. Pause for a moment and picture that. The brain, your memory, your emotions, your dreams, being cut off from its supply, again and again, dozens of times each night. Do you think over years that might affect your memory, your clarity, your sharpness? I don't share this to frighten you, but to remind you, even the smallest details like the position of one arm while you sleep can shape the quality of your life. And once you understand this, you have the power to change it, to give yourself mornings that feel clear, light, and strong. Sleeping position number 7, stomach sleep with a side twist. Imagine this. You fall asleep on your stomach, then without knowing you roll slightly to the side. Your knees curl up, almost like the fetal position. At first it feels cozy, like being wrapped in a safe cocoon. But your body does not feel safe. It is under pressure. Pressure on your chest, twisting in your neck, compression on the blood vessels that should be carrying oxygen to your brain and heart all night long. I remember one patient, Linda. She told me, Doctor, I don't know why I often wake up in the night. I feel short of breath. Even taking a deep breath feels hard. When I asked about her sleeping position, She described this exact one: stomach down, twisted to the side, knees tucked. And when she changed her sleeping posture, her midnight breathing troubles almost disappeared. I don't share this to frighten you, but to help you understand. The stomach side twist is truly dangerous. It combines the worst of both. It squeezes the chest. It slows circulation. The result? Oxygen drops. The heart works harder. And sometimes blood flow slows enough to trigger the risk of clots. Have you ever woken up with a numb arm, a pounding heart, and thought, oh, that's just old age? But what if the real cause was simply your sleeping position? After many years as a doctor, I've learned this. Sleep is not just rest. It's the way we place the body so life itself can keep flowing. One small change, rolling onto a safer side position, opening the chest just a little, can free the heart and lungs in the way they've been quietly asking for. So tonight, when you lie down, pay attention. Your sleeping position is telling a story about your health, and you are the one who can choose how that story ends. The best sleeping position, doctor's recommendation. You know, after so many years as a brain doctor, I've discovered something simple but powerful. Tiny habits, ones we don't even notice, can decide the future of our health. And sleeping position is one of them. I remember a patient named George. He was 68. He came to me with a tired face. Every morning he woke up dizzy and heavy-headed. He told me, "Doctor, I take my medicine. I exercise. But I never thought the way I sleep could be hurting my brain." And yet, that was the problem. George had the habit of curling up tightly on his side like a shrimp. I suggested a change. Try lying on his back. Raise the head slightly, about 15 to 30 degrees. Use a pillow that supports the neck just right. A few weeks later, George came back. He shook my hand, smiling. "Doctor, I sleep like a young man again." Now imagine this. When you lie on your back, blood and oxygen flow smoothly to the brain. Breathing becomes lighter. The heart can finally relax. But when you curl, twist, or press on the chest and neck, you are unknowingly building dams that block the flow of life inside you. Have you ever woken up with a numb arm, a heavy head, or a foggy mind? That may be your body's message. Please treat me more gently. Sleeping on your back, with your head slightly raised and your neck supported. It sounds so simple, but studies show this position alone can reduce stroke risk by up to 43%. And more than that, it gives you peaceful rest, the kind of rest nature intended, the kind that restores your heart and your brain. A good night's sleep. That is the most priceless gift you can give to yourself. You know, health in our later years is like a garden. If we care for it every day, in small, gentle ways, that garden stays green, peaceful, and full of life. Sleep is the same. With just one small change in how we sleep, we can open the door to healthier, calmer years ahead. I still remember a patient who told me, "Doctor, I never thought the way I sleep really mattered." But with one simple adjustment, he found peaceful nights again, and mornings that felt lighter, freer. That's why I believe everyone deserves a safe, restful sleep. If this video touched you, please don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend. Share it with someone you love, someone who may also need a more peaceful night. And I truly want to hear from you. What position do you usually sleep in? Have you ever woken up with a numb arm or a heavy head? Leave a comment, because your story might just inspire someone else. And if this is your first time here at Senior Health Every Day, I want you to know this channel was created to walk beside you each day with honest conversations about health, aging, and peace of mind. So don't just watch and leave. Subscribe now, because the next video may be exactly what you or someone you love needs. Health is in your hands, even while you sleep. I'll see you in the next video, right here on Senior Health Every Day.